First, there was PlayStation, aka PS1. Then there's PS2, PS3, and now PS4. And that makes sense. You'd think after Xbox, there'd be Xbox 2. But no. Next came Xbox 360. And now, after 360, comes Xbox One. Why one? Maybe that's how many seconds of thought they put into naming it.
Can you get the butter, please?
However, with the Xbox One, I can control my entire entertainment system using voice commands. Up until now, I've had to use Leonard.
Then get the other one. Pass the butter.
Hang on. I don't feel like you're taking this dilemma seriously.
Fine, Sheldon. You have my undivided attention.
Okay, now, the PS4 is more angular and sleek looking.
No way!
It's true. But the larger size of the Xbox One may keep it from overheating.
You wouldn't want your gaming system to overheat?
No, you absolutely would not. And furthermore, the Xbox One now comes with a Kinect included.
Included?
Yes. Not sold separately. Although the PS4 uses cool new GDDR5 RAM, while the Xbox One is still using the conventional DDR3 memory.
Why would they still be using DDR3? Are they nuts?
See, that's what I thought. But then they go and throw in an ES RAM buffer.
Whoa, wait a second. Who's they?
Xbox.
You're kidding!
No, I am not. And this ES RAM buffer should totally bridge the 100 gigabit per second bandwidth gap between the two RAM types.
This is a nightmare. How will you ever make a decision?
See, I don't know. What should I do?
Please pass the butter! I'm proud of you, Sheldon.
I'm proud of me too. I've done all my research, I conducted an informal poll, and I've arrived at the rock-solid certainty I've made the right choice.
Well, that's gotta be a good feeling.
Oh, it is.
The HD consoles have joined the world of motion-based gaming. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today Microsoft's Kinect will throw it down against Sony's Move to see which is the better control device. Number 1. The hardware. The Xbox 360's Kinect is a controller-free gaming and entertainment experience that uses a camera, microphone, and depth sensor. It allows play through spoken commands and gesture detection that tracks the entire body. Meanwhile, the PlayStation Move relies on the combination of internal sensors and the eye camera to track the wand's position through its glowing orb, and makes use of a secondary navigation controller. Both are equally promising, but the Kinect brings an entirely new and exciting approach to motion gaming. So the first point goes to Microsoft's device for originality. Number 2. Control precision. The PlayStation Eye and motion controller is a killer combination for accurate and highly responsive motion-based gameplay detection. On the other hand, Kinect reacts slightly slower with a noticeable lag and requires you to adapt to its timing-based learning curve. In terms of precision, this point goes to the Move for its controller-based approach, which provides immediate pixel-perfect feedback on screen. Number 3. The cost. If you own an Xbox 360, expect to pay another $150 for the Kinect add-on, which comes with the game Kinect Adventures. If you already own a PlayStation 3 console, it costs about $100 for the Move Sports Champions bundle, which comes with the PlayStation Eye, a Move motion controller, and a copy of Sports Champions. As a single-player affair, the Move beats Kinect. That being said, due to the overall cost of additional Move wands and navigation controllers, Microsoft's offering is easily the far cheaper option for the family. Winner, Kinect. Number 4. Ease of use. In this category, both have their drawbacks. For the Move, you need space for it to operate correctly, and Sony recommends 5 to 9 feet between the player and the PlayStation Eye for it to monitor your full range of motions. On the other hand, there is a slightly greater spatial requirement for the Kinect. The Move allows you to play in dark lighting conditions while sitting down. However, Kinect does not require constant calibration and can monitor up to 2 primary and 4 additional players simultaneously without picking up and adjusting controllers. In fact, Kinect's tracking functionality allows the device to pivot itself through motors to keep the user in the frame automatically. Seeing as the intended audience isn't the hardcore or couch potato crowd, we have to give this point to the Kinect for its crowd-friendly experience, despite its requirement for large empty spaces. Number 5. Launch games quality. While the Move launched with 17 titles, most of which are excellent, the Kinect has had a bumpier start with half a dozen titles, some of which have been especially shabby. While the game selection will no doubt increase and get better, as of launch, the clear winner is Move. By a score of 3-2, the Kinect just narrowly takes the lead for its overall cheaper cost and for completely reinventing gesture-based gameplay, which finally takes the plastic out of your hands and makes you the controller.
Hello friends, Naomi here with another look at the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 to help you figure out which one is right for you. But today is all about controllers, one of the most important parts of the console experience. Let's start with the Xbox One controller, as detailed by our Xbox expert, Ryan McCaffrey.
Okay, to me, the Xbox 360 controller is the best controller ever made. Luckily, the Xbox One's controller didn't mess with what works. Instead, they've refined a number of aspects. Let's start with some basic info. The system comes with one controller, no surprise there. Additional controllers will go for $60 each. It's wireless, but can be connected to the system with a micro USB cable, and has a battery compartment which takes 2 AA batteries. One of the big new changes is that this compartment has been better integrated into the controller. It no longer bulges out on the bottom. Microsoft confirmed that you will be able to use the One controller with PCs, but you may need to wait a bit for that functionality. The overall shape is similar to the 360 pad, but feels a bit more comfortable. The thumbsticks are a little smaller, but felt more precise when we tested them out, and there's a nice texture around them so that your thumbs don't slip. The buttons are pretty much the same. 4 triggers and 4 face buttons, but I have to mention how much nicer the D-pad is. Gone is the mushy, circular D-pad from the 360 controller. This one is clicky and super responsive. The start and back buttons have been updated to be circular menu and view buttons. The functionality of these buttons will depend on the game, but honestly, they'll probably work just like the start and back buttons did. Finally, pressing the Xbox One logo up top brings up the dashboard. One of the most interesting changes are the dynamic impulse triggers. Basically, rumble motors have been built directly into the triggers, so you can feel rumble feedback when you fire a gun or hit the gas in a racing game. Other neat features? It's smart enough to switch to a low power mode when you're watching movies or away from the TV. It can use Kinect to identify who's holding the controller, and it has an improved headset jack for clearer audio. Just as a reminder, the system ships with a new mono headset. The old 360 headsets won't work with the new system.
Thanks, Ryan. A sexy controller indeed. Of course, we're not going to stop it there because there's also a little system called the PlayStation 4 coming out. Colin Moriarty is on hand to talk about the DualShock 4. Take it away, Colin.
So the DualShock 2 was highly regarded during the times of PlayStation 2, but a number of people had some issues with the DualShock 3, especially when it came to shooters. But don't worry, because the DualShock 4 has been completely redesigned, and I like it much more than the DualShock 3. The system comes with one controller, and additional DualShock 4s can be purchased for $60. Like the DualShock 3, it has an internal rechargeable battery that can't be removed. Unlike the DS3, it's charged with a micro USB cable, not a mini USB cable. And of course, the controller is wireless and connects to the system via Bluetooth. Sony confirmed that this controller can also be used on PCs, and it has limited support on the PS3, which means some of the buttons may or may not work depending on the game. Now for the feel. The new shape does make it more comfortable in my opinion, and yes, as you can see, the sticks remain parallel to one another. The buttons are also largely the same. It has 4 face buttons, a D-pad, and 4 triggers. An options button replaces the select button, a share button is used to upload user gameplay footage to the internet, and the PS button accesses the XMB. The analog sticks are still clickable as buttons as well, for anything that needs an R3 or L3 button. Above the sticks, there's a 2-point capacitive touchpad, which is also clickable as a button. The controller has improved motion sensing technology, and there's a brand new light bar on the top. The light bar can be used in a few different ways. It can identify players, interact with the PlayStation camera, or react to the game you're playing. We don't have a lot of examples of this, but it can do things like flash when your health is low. Rounding out the tech bits, the controller also has a mono speaker built into it and a stereo headset jack. The PS4 ships with a mono earbud microphone which can plug into this jack.
Awesome. Thank you both, gentlemen. So what did you guys and gals think about those controllers? Are they swaying you towards a particular console? Let us know in the comments.